appraisers, write all this down. This is important. When your house gets appraised, when you're the listing agent, you should meet the appraiser at the house. Yep. So when you go pending, you tell CSS, I want to be notified for showings. And whenever the appraiser wants to go, that's when you go. They control this whole transaction. So it's not your schedule now, it's their schedule. Be there. Make sure the dog, they don't have any problems with the key like we did a while ago. Wrong kind of lockbox. Make sure that they don't have a problem getting in. The dog doesn't bite them. Take an envelope with a purchase agreement in it. All the disclosures, counters,
Updates, list of updates.
everything. You know what I was telling you when we sat down with them on that first day, all the things they've done to their home, all the updates they've made. You know, they've got extra big nails, they've got new windows, they've got, I put a new roof on. We've got this super duper granite countertop, whatever. Get that list in there. And if you have a list, now Mark Ratterman told us this little trick. Put it on the BLC first. Have that list of updates, all your seller upgrades on the BLC. Because when the appraiser gets it, if you just hand the appraiser, he or she, a list, they have to type it. If you have it on the BLC, they just punch a button and it loads for them. So it's a work saver for them. But you've got all the upgrades, all of the purchase agreement, any other offers you got. I mean, like when we were doing those bidding wars this summer, we got 4 offers and, we sold it for $5,000 over the list price. We were telling our agent, put the front page and the back page of the purchase agreement in there. So he can see that there was that we had a buyer signing it and we had a price on it. We wanted to prove them that we had 4 other offers and they were all bidding and it was in the time frames and everything. And then 3 comps, 3 comparables. And don't make adjustments, just pull the comps. Seal the envelope. Write appraiser on the front of it. Because the reason I did it, I used to take them stuff and they'd say, I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this, and then they'd throw out my comps. I just put it all in a package, tell them, hey, I put some stuff together for you. I've got some upgrades the seller's done. If you got utility charts, their utility use, anything and everything. I just threw this in here, a package of information. If you need more, call me. And I threw some comps in if you need it. You have to understand what appraisers do. I always make jokes about this. They're lonely people. They really are. They run around all day by themselves, and they go in these homes, and they may go 2 or 3 of them in a day, and then they go home and they crunch these numbers like she just did for the rest of the evening by themselves. So if you're in there with them, I'm trying to give them this information. I want them to like me, and I'm going to ask them all sorts of questions.
They will think you bullying?
No. If they do, they'll tell you.
No.
I mean, there's a few of them out there that, I don't want to talk to you and all this, but I ask them questions. Don't ask them anything about this house. You don't want to sound like a whining little kid. Am I going to get my price? Am I going to get my price? Ask them questions about appraisal, things that you have trouble doing, questions you have about how do you do this. When we were in a recession, I was talking to them all the time. How are you treating these short sales? How much emphasis how much weight are these guys carrying when we're appraising in a neighborhood? How do you appraise a pond? What is the farmland? I mean, if you got farmland questions, ask the appraiser, even though you're in a house. They love teaching us. I mean, they like sharing their information. And so I'm in there, I'm asking them all sorts of questions. Don't ask them anything about my subject. And I tell them, if you need anything, call me. Really good appraisers want all they can get from you. Yeah.
There's also a nice thing on my board, I think, is it is where you can show like the different counties, like the prices that they've gone up or down, because I use that, and it gives you exact statistic, and I use that as, this is part of what we use to, you know,
This is how we got our price.
yeah, just so that they kind of know your thoughts on that.
But it's a really big deal that they meet you and they like you. I mean, because tonight when they're crunching these numbers, and you need 200 and he's coming up with 197, it's late at night, there's no way in hell anybody can split hairs that much on an appraisal. Remember, it is not a science. So a couple thousand here or there, you'll get it if they know who you are, you were helpful to them. More often than not, you'll get that extra little